What is going on, everybody? My name's LeakyTapsMan, and this is another This Week in Gaming, where I bring you up to date with everything going on in the world of video games. And there is an absolute glut of things to get through, and there are some pretty amazing things this week. I'm going to start with probably my favourite news, and that is that Yoshi's Island is going to be coming to the Wii U. Now, this was leaked by Best Buy and Future Shop. There's some retail sites in America. They gave a brief description of the game, nothing beyond what you'd expect, other than it had Miiverse integration. They mentioned that as a pretty big selling point, and this was also on the list of games on the Miiverse hack. Somebody hacked into the system and found a bunch of games that are yet to be released. So while it's not an outright confirmation, you can assume this is going to be a reality, and in my opinion it's a pretty big game for Nintendo. The SNES and the DS versions were awesome games. I had a lot of fun with them, so I'm really hoping that this is a bona fide game. Alright, also this week, some details have surfaced regarding Bungie's game Destiny. Now basically some concept art got leaked and it kind of forced Bungie's hand, and they released a bunch of concept art themselves, and it looks fantastic, by the way. And Bungie also released some details about the game, and basically they're aiming to create a universe that's as big as Star Wars. In terms of story, I'll read through the brief synopsis. Our story begins 700 years from now in the last city on Earth, in a solar system littered with the ruins of man's golden age. A massive, mysterious alien ship hangs overhead like a second moon. No one knows where it came from or what it's here for, but only that it's our protector. Well, if you know it's our protector, then you know what it's here for, to protect us, apparently. But, you know, I'm not one to pick holes, even though I literally just did. Anyway, the gameplay is described as being social at its core, offering a world to explore with new and old friends alike. Now that sounds very much like an MMO, but Bungie have said that it's not an MMO, so I wouldn't really know what to class this as in terms of genre. Maybe something Borderlands-esque. But it all sounds quite interesting, it all looks very interesting, and Bungie just have such a phenomenal record that I'm sure it's going to be a great game. Okay, some news regarding Dishonored this week. The Vice President of Marketing at Bethesda has said that you can expect more Dishonored games and it's going to become a bona fide franchise, and this is due to the fact that the game far surpassed their expectations in terms of sales. They said that it performed really well, even when it was up against some really massive games in the holiday season, and they're absolutely right. This was one of the hardest years to launch a new IP, but they've done really well, so a great job to Arcane Studios and Bethesda. I've actually been playing the game pretty much all this week and I'm having a blast with it. It's a really good game, so very excited to see that there's going to be more to come. Alright, there's some rumours about the upcoming years for Nintendo and basically their plans for the Wii U. Now let me reiterate, this is a rumour, but it's come from the guy that predicted Castlevania Lord of Shadows 2 and the Kingdom Hearts HD collection. He got those both bang on the money with the details beforehand, so I won't say it's a highly reputable source, but I mean his track record's perfect so far. But anyway, regarding Nintendo's strategy, basically they are banking on the fact that with Microsoft and Sony's next generation consoles, the development costs are going to be a bit too steep for a lot of developers, and they're thinking only the major players can really afford to make big blockbuster games. And in all likelihood they're probably right, because you're seeing a lot of developers and publishers going under recently, and basically due to this fact, Nintendo are going to be trying to fund a lot of exclusive projects based on the Wii U, akin to what we've seen with Bayonetta 2. The fact is that game would not exist if Nintendo hadn't funded it, so they're going to be trying to do this with a lot of franchises, basically saying we'll help you out with the money side of things if you can ensure us that this game is going to stay on our console. And I personally think that's a very sound strategy for Nintendo to adopt. And this same article, it had an absolute avalanche of stuff that this guy is predicting for next gen, or he's not even predicting it, he's saying it as fact. He goes on to talk about new Pokemon games, new Donkey Kong, new Zelda, Microsoft's next generation strategy, Sony's. Seriously, this article is absolutely massive, and it would take like 3 videos just to go through the whole lot, so I'll put a link to the article in the description, but I really suggest you check this out because not only is it very interesting, it also sounds really quite feasible, a lot of the stuff, so it's well worth the read. Okay, and I'm going to blast through the last 3 because I'm probably running short on time. Dragon Age 3 is now said to be targeting next generation consoles in 2014. This is opposed to current gen in 2013, which was originally rumoured. This is according to a level designer for BioWare. It was on his LinkedIn page. Basically, he said the scope of the game has been changed and it has been postponed to 2014. He didn't say if it is actually the calendar year 2014 or the fiscal year, because they're both different things. The fiscal year can still be in 2013, as confusing as that is. But he definitely did say the game was postponed to some degree. Black Tusk Studios says they have been given funding and the go-ahead by Microsoft to create the new Halo, quote unquote. They've upped their staff from about 10 people to 55, and they want to go up even further to about 100. And apparently a report back in May suggested that this is going to be a AAA Kinect-based shooter. God, kill me now if it is, because you are not making the next Halo if it is just based around Kinect. I'm telling you right now. I needed to get that off my chest. You want to make the next Halo, then appeal to the Halo type fans that appreciate a more traditional based shooter instead of waggling your arms around like a twat. Just my 2 cents. And finally, a new Wii console is coming out, and this one's a bit of a strange one in many respects. It's coming out only in Canada so far. They've not said it's coming out anywhere else, and apparently it's meant to be a Canada exclusive, which baffles me, to be honest. It doesn't have Wi-Fi, it doesn't have GameCube backwards compatibility. The thing is absolutely tiny. It's like pretty much the size of a CD. It looks really cool. It will cost $99 and it's coming December 7th. I have to say I did not see this coming from Nintendo, but if they want to squeeze some last pennies out of the Wii, then go for it. I'm sure they'll make some extra bank out of this. And that more or less summarises everything that's gone on this week in the world of video games. So, an absolute wealth of information and rumours. It has been quite a good week. Let's hope that things keep picking up like this. What can you expect from my channel this week? I honestly have no idea. I'm more or less free all week, so I'll try and do something. Resistance 4, actually, I've been putting that on the back burner for too long. I will get that done. Pinky promise. I've got my new job sorted. I start that in a week's time, so I don't even have job hunting as an excuse anymore. Another video I'm planning, although I won't be doing it this week, is my top 10 Wii games of all time. Now that the Wii is pretty much done for and the Wii U is the new kid on the block, I'm going to be doing that as a little send-off for the console. Outside of that, no real plan of action. So thank you for watching. If you could like, I'd appreciate that a lot, and goodbye.